Hope the slides are visible to you.
Yes, sir.
This call is now being recorded.
Okay. So this ion channels are nothing but if you see a plasma membrane, you can see. I will show this picture in a slide. Okay. Here you can see. Just see, this is the lipid bilayer you told. Two layers of lipid, and in between, just as you told, this is a mosaic of protein. And this protein runs across this membrane, lipid bilayer. It runs throughout the entire width of this plasma membrane, and this protein forms a channel, forms an opening in the plasma membrane. So these ion channels are nothing but pore forming proteins across the plasma membrane. See, it runs across the plasma membrane and it forms a channel or an opening in the plasma membrane. And what is the resting potential of an axon that you might have studied in physiology? Resting potential of an axon, nerve membrane,
Minus
minus
Seventy.
70
minus 70 millivolt, isn't it?
a whole.
Yes. So how does the channel, and you always say that you might have learned that at resting stage, the outside it will be higher concentration of sodium, inside higher concentration of potassium, isn't it? Isn't it so? Then if there is an action potential, there is sodium ions move in, potassium ions move outside. You might have studied all those things in the transmission of nerve impulses. And these movement of ions, sodium ions inside, potassium ions outside, and the maintenance of sodium ion concentration outside, potassium ion concentration inside, all those things are maintained by this ion channels. Understood? You might have studied this. There is a, movement of ions across the nerve membrane, but this movement occurs through this ion channels.
Channels.
Okay, so this is how it establishes and control a voltage gradient across the plasma membrane. Here, what it does is, uh, anyway, that I will deal in the next few slides. The thing is that it's not that the gate is open for all, the channel is open for all. Say, you have a fixed gate in front of your home, and if you keep the gate open for 24 hours and 365 days a year, everyone can come and pass through it, isn't it? But if you keep a security personnel inside, only those who have the permission can go in and go outside. So ion channels will be like that. These certain channels will permit only the movement of certain kind of ions. So there are ion channels which permit the movement of only sodium ions. There are certain channels which permit the movement of only potassium ions. So even if sodium concentration is outside the plasma membrane, inside the sodium concentration is low. So if the channel is open, then what it happens according to the concentration gradient, sodium ions can move inside. But if the channel which carries the sodium ions is closed, what happens? The voltage gradient will be maintained, isn't it? I will repeat it again. If you doesn't follow anything, just ask me to repeat. I will repeat. Say it doesn't mean that the ion channel, the protein is not open always, and it allows the movement of all kinds of material. No, there are specific protein which permits the movement of specific kind of material. Here we are dealing with ions, so it will permit the movement of specific kind of ions. Some will permit the movement of sodium ions, some will permit the movement of potassium ions, some will be chloride, so some can be calcium. So what happens is that if outside sodium concentration is high and inside sodium concentration is low, the normal tendency of anything is to move from higher concentration to lower
Lower
concentration.
concentration.
But what happens if the channel is closed, if that gate is closed, it can't move. So sodium concentration will be maintained high
Higher.
outside. So that's how it maintains that voltage gradient across the plasma membrane. That basic thing now you understood? Yes?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and this channel controls the movement of ions across the plasma membrane, and that's what we discussed now. And this movement is governed by gate. We call it as gating. I will discuss about gate. Actually, that's what the term I used, example I used. In front of your home, you have fixed a gate. I specifically use that term because there is something to control the actually it's a passage. Remember, you have a passage connecting the road to your home, but in that passage you have fixed a gate to control the inflow and outflow of people into or outside their home. So there is a gate. We will see how that gate works and all in the subsequent slides. And this gate is controlled by, there are nowadays there are several kinds of gate. Either sometimes it is opened by the security guard or you yourself. That means manually you are opening the gate. And nowadays you might have seen electronically operated gates, isn't it? If you switch on from your home itself, the gate will be opened automatically, isn't it?
Yes.
Have you seen such kind of at least in advertisements? You might have seen it in English movies and all. If you switch on, the gate will open, or the shutter of the garage will open, or and you either or you can manually open it. So the gating can happen, or the opening or closing of that channel can be controlled by several means. And one it is electrical, other can be chemical, and the third can be mechanical. I will repeat, the opening or closing of this gate that is the ion channel is can be controlled by either by electrical, either by chemical, or by mechanical means. I will discuss in detail about it. Okay. See, this is how an ion channel looks like. See, the gate is closed now. All the ions, see, consider it as a sodium channel which permits the movement of only sodium ions. This is the outside of the cell membrane, inside, outside the nerve membrane, inside the nerve or the axon. Outside there will be lot higher concentration of sodium ions. Since it is closed, the sodium ions doesn't have any other option to remain outside. But once the gate opens, see what happens. All because there is higher concentration of sodium ions outside, potassium ions inside, all the sodium ions will start moving inside. Okay. So this is what happens in a ion channel. And these ion channels are classified based on three. There are three different classifications. One classification, how the gates are opened or closed. That's what I told. It can be either electrical, it can be either chemical, or it can be mechanical. That means nature of gating. Like ion channels. Have you has anyone studied this in your PG? No,
No, sir.
no. Okay. So the how the gate opening of gate is controlled, whether it is electrical, whether it is chemical or mechanical. So the classification, one thing is based on nature of gating, how the gate opens or closes. Okay. The second classification is based on, I told you, this ion channels doesn't permit the movement of all the different kinds of ions. It will permit only the movement of a specific kind of ion. So those channels which permit the movement of only sodium ions, they are called sodium channels. Those channels that permit the movement of potassium ions, they are called as potassium channels. Those channels which permit the movement of only chloride ions, they are called as chloride channels. Okay. And the third classification is based on the number of openings in the, or the number of gates or openings in the ion channels. See, you might have seen certain household, there will be a bigger gate and a small wicket gate, isn't it? See, our KU main entrance, how many gates openings we have at the main entrance?
Two.
Huh? Two. So that means we have two, and even if you have seen the gate near the forestry, we have two, one main gate and one smaller gate. So depending upon the number of gates or openings, again one kind of class. We will go into deep in how this classification occurs. We will deal it one by one. And the first classification is the classification of ion channels based on the nature of gating. That means how the gate gets opened or closes. On what stimuli does the gate opens or closes? What is the stimuli which causes the ion channels to open or close? If the stimuli is electrical, that ion channels are called as voltage gated ion channels. I will repeat, if the stimuli is electrical, that ion channel is called as voltage gated ion channel. If the stimuli is chemical, that ion channel is called as ligand gated ion channel. If the stimuli is mechanical, their ion channels are called as stretch gated ion channels. So we have three. If the stimuli is electrical, voltage gated. If the stimuli is chemical, ligand gated. And if the stimuli is mechanical, we call it as stretch gated ion channels. I will come to it one by one. Let me see. Okay. See, see only this green one. All the three is given. This tension gated is nothing but stretch gated ion channels, mechanical one. And see here, this is the normal nerve membrane at closed position. Outside it is higher concentration of sodium. Outside it is positively charged. Inside it is negatively charged. Okay. So at that, the resting stage, the the ion channel is closed. So if there is a change in the electric potential near to it, if the potassium, if the near to that ion channel, if the potential changes, if the electrical gradient changes and inside become positive and outside becomes negative, this change in voltage near to this ion channel will be detected by this ion channel, and this responding to this change in the voltage, this ligand will open. I will explain it with one more example. I will draw it. I don't know how much time it will take. See, this is our nerve membrane. This is our ion channel. Okay, just a minute. So this is our ion channel. Okay. At resting stage, what it will be there? All here will be positively charged. Here it is positively charged. Here it will be. Just a minute. Hello. എവിടുന്ന ആ ഇത് വെറ്റിനറി കോളേജില് വെറ്റിനറി കോളേജ് ഇത് ഏത് ആമസോണിൽ നിന്നാണോ? ആണോ? ആ ഇത് ഏത് അഡ്രസ്സിലേക്ക്? അരിയക്കുട്ടി മുടക്കുഴ എന്നാണോ? ആ കെ എസ് ടവർ. അത് വെറ്റിനറിയുടെ ഉള്ളിൽ കേട്ടോ. ആ വെറ്റിനറിയുടെ ഉള്ളിൽ A10 KU സ്റ്റാഫ് കോളേജ്. A10 അതായത് വാട്ടർ ടാങ്ക്. വാട്ടർ ടാങ്കിന്റെ മുകളിൽ. So this is the resting stage. So I want all of you to recollect the transmission of nerve impulses. So what happens when an action potential occurs? What happens when there is an action potential?
Ion channels will open. There will be exchange of sodium ions inside and potassium
Okay.
ions outside.
Okay, agreed, Bindu, agreed. Okay, so imagine that here we have an action potential. At this point, actually it's not so. For your imagination purpose only, I am telling. Here we have an action potential. And there was an ion channel over here. It opened. And what will happen? The potential gradient, the electrical gradient changes. And outside becomes negative. And inside becomes positive, isn't it? Agreed.
Yes.
And you might have studied that this once and there is an action potential, that change in action potential is transmitted across the nerve membrane, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Transmitted from one part of the, actually if you consider a neuron, it starts at the tip of the dendrite, isn't it?
Yes.
And it transmits along the cell body through the
Thank
axon and reaches the tip of the axonites. Agreed. So this transmission occurs in this manner. There is an action potential over here. It changes. There is a change in the potential, and this change immediately will be detected by this voltage gated ion channel. This ion channel detects that yes, near to me there is a change in the potential, and that change in the potential causes the ion channels to
opening
open.
of the channel.
So now you understood what is a voltage gated ion channel,
Yes.
isn't it? So
Yes.
usually what happens is that everywhere here there will be a ion channel, here there will be an ion channel, here there will be an ion channel. So what does it happen? This this will open. There will be a change in the electric potential over here. That will be detected by the ion channel over here. It opens. Then that will be detected. That will causes a change in the voltage over here. That will be detected by this ion channel. Again, it opens. This this continues. Now you understood how a nerve transmission occurs in the axon.
Yes.
Okay, so that is voltage gated ion channel. Okay, now comes ligand gated ion channel. I will draw another diagram. Okay. Okay. In the, I will draw a picture. Identify what I have drawn. That is a very common thing that I am drawing. If you can guess what I am drawing, you can tell.
Synapse.
Yes, it is a synapse. Okay. What is this?
Axonic and
No.
sorry, sir. Presynaptic end and postsynaptic.
No. What is the circle sign?
Calcium,
Sir,
acetylcholine.
dendrite of one neuron and axon of another.
That I understood. I'm asking what I have drawn over these circles inside this. Actually, this
Uh,
is the presynaptic membrane. This is the
Neuro,
postsynaptic membrane.
receptors.
neurotransmitter.
Neuro, place where
synaptic vesicles.
synaptic vesicles.
What does the synaptic vesicle contains normally?
Acetylcholine.
Acetylcholine. This is this is synaptic vesicles, and this synaptic vesicle contains acetylcholine. Okay. Here, this is presynaptic membrane. I'm not labeling it. So this is presynaptic membrane. This one. This is postsynaptic membrane. This part, and the postsynaptic membrane will be having ion channels. Okay. So when an action potential reaches over here, we have seen how an voltage gated ion channel works. So there are so many voltage gated ion channels over here. So this voltage gated ion channel transmit the impulse and it reaches over here. So here there is a change in the voltage. So this causes the synaptic vesicles to release the neurotransmitter into the synapse. This is the synaptic area. So you can imagine acetylcholine is released into this synapse. And this acetylcholine will bind to this ion channel. And the binding of this acetylcholine causes the ion channels to open.
Open.
So whether this opening of this ion channel was caused by any electrical mean?
No.
No.
Chemical.
So what was it? It was
Ligand
chemical. Chemical. Yes, it was acetylcholine. It is a chemical. And this acetylcholine, we also call it as a ligand. Ligand which can binds to. We are discussing about proteins. In proteins, whatever binds to a protein is called as a ligand. So that's why it is a ligand-gated ion channel. So what will happen? Acetylcholine is released. Acetylcholine binds to this acetylcholine receptor. It causes the ion channels to open. All the potassium ions will move inside. And here there will be voltage gated ion channel. Here, here, here. So what will happen? If there is a change in the potential over here, immediately it will be taken up by the voltage gated ion channel here. Again, that nervous transmission continues. Understood?
Yes.
Swati? I think Swati has some network problem. Okay. So
Sir.
this is oh okay. If you have any network issue, you can switch off your video. So your connectivity will improve. Swati. Okay,
Sir,
this
I
is
have
how.
a doubt.
Yes.
Sir, in case of ligand gated or ion channel opening,
Hmm.
initially it was stimulated by voltage gated only, right?
Hmm.
Then how
No,
we
no, no,
can
no, no,
call
no,
it
no, no. No, actually,
due to
uh,
due
ask,
to
ask.
voltage gradient only there will be a opening of channels in case of voltage gated. Due to
Hmm.
change in the gradient only there will be a release of chemicals from synaptic vesicles.
Yes, yes.
But then it is stimulated by both electrical as well as chemical, right?
See, I will ask you a question. Say, here whether there is any contact between this presynaptic membrane and postsynaptic membrane?
No, sir.
No. So even if there is a change in the potential over here, then the postsynaptic membrane actually this voltage gated ion channel was on the presynaptic membrane, which carried the impulse. But the postsynaptic membrane carries the ligand gated ion channel, and the voltage, the actual what uh, the synaptic vesicles is what gets response to this change in the potential in the presynaptic membrane. It's not the postsynaptic membrane or the ion channels in the postsynaptic membrane, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
There is a change in the electric potential, synaptic vesicle response, not the channels on the postsynaptic membrane.
Okay.
Even if there is a change in the potential over here in the presynaptic membrane, it cannot open the ligand gated ion channel. Ligand gated ion channel doesn't respond to any change in the potential at all. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So here one more thing, the opening or closing of a ligand-gated ion channel is just like a lock and key. You might have studied about lock and key hypothesis of enzyme action, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Here you can see it over here. I will erase it. See, this is the ligand. Consider this is the ligand. Consider this as acetylcholine. See this. This is perfect circle, and this is the ligand ion channel, and this circular ligand that is acetylcholine fits perfectly into this opening on the ion channel. Okay, what happens if the structure of the ligand or the acetylcholine changes into square?
It
Whether
won't
it
fit.
can, it
It
won't.
won't fit.
Okay, what if the imagine that the structure of the acetylcholine remains the same, say circular, but the ligand gated at the ion channel, the receptor site here, it becomes square type, say
Acetylcholine won't bind to the
acetylcholine won't bind. So this is how a ligand gated ion channels work. Now you can imagine how resistance occurs in insects. One way, there will be a slight change in the structure of the ligand, or there can be a slight change in the structure of the receptor or the ion channel. Understood?
Yes.
You might have, now we are living in the period of corona. So you might have studied some mutations happening in the spike protein of corona. Have you read something about it?
Yes, sir. That spike
Spike
changes.
proteins.
That
What are the mutations? Do you remember anything?
shape of that spike.
How does that shape? Do you remember anything? I'm just checking what was the mutation. Then I will tell. I will tell. See, there are two. Now we are saying that this wave of now the corona wave is occurred by double mutant coronavirus, and one mutation is L452R. I will write it down. L452R. That is one mutation. So what does it means that at 450th position, earlier the amino acid was leucine and it got mutated to arginine. Understood? At 452th position, earlier the amino acid was leucine, it got mutated to arginine. We will discuss about when we discuss in insecticide resistance just for your understanding. So what will happen once the earlier it was leucine, it got mutated to arginine. The structure of the protein changed. That is what mutation means. So this is what usually happens in insecticides also. Here there will be lot of this part, there will be lot of amino acids will be there. If the structure of one amino acid changes over here, just like a lock and key, isn't it? There will be numerous wedges in a key and a lock, isn't it? If there is a slight change in the structure of that lock or a key, it doesn't get opened. So that's the thing. If there is a slight change in the amino acid over here, one amino acid change in one amino acid doesn't cause the ion channels to open or close. That causes resistance. Okay. Now you understood what ion ligand gated ion channels are or voltage gated ion channels. Yes. Now the third one, it is not that important with the case of insecticides because none of the insecticides act on these kind of ion channels. These are stretch gated or tension gated. It's nothing but a rubber band. If you pull it apart, it opens, closes. Understood? That's the name it gets. Stretch it, opens. Leave it, it closes just like a rubber band. Isn't it? So these are the three different kinds of ion channels. Understood? Any doubt?
Sir, stretch gate.
The
Stretch gate.
ah,
How the stimuli will stretch.
how this see if you are pulling your skin like this, what is the stimuli? For when you were a kid, many a times your teachers might have stretched your ears, isn't it? All these are stretch. You might have felt pain. How you feel the pain? Because of the stretch imposed on your receptors, isn't it? So that's stretch gated ion channels. Okay. So voltage we are discussing mainly discussing in ion channels we will be mainly discussing about voltage gated ion channels and ligand gated ion channels. So voltage gated ion channels opening and closing. Actually, the term activation it's not proper. It can be activation or inactivation. Activate it is opening or closing. The better wording will be like opening or closing is controlled by electric potential. In ligand gated ion channels, opening or closing is in response to a neurotransmitter. I told you about acetylcholine receptor, but it can be glutamate, it can be GABA, anything, any neurotransmitter can be a ligand. And the second kind of classification is pretty easy, depending upon the type of ion it passes through the gate. A particular kind of ion channel permits only the movement of a particular kind of ions. Some permits the movement of only sodium, some permits the movement of only potassium, some permits the movement of only calcium, and some other permits the movement of only chloride. Okay, so if the ion channels permit the movement of only sodium ions, that ion channels are called as sodium channels. If an ion channel permits the movement of only potassium ions, they are called as potassium channels. If an ion channels permit the movement of only calcium ions, they are called as calcium channels. And then if an ion channel permits the movement of chloride ions, it is called chloride channels. Okay, but one thing, if this ion channels permit the movement of only a particular kind of ion, say I am talking about a sodium channel, it controls the movement of only sodium ions. But this opening of this sodium channel may be controlled electrically, may be controlled chemically, or may be controlled mechanically. So if the sodium opening or closing is controlled by electrical means, we call that sodium channels as voltage gated sodium channels. If the opening or closing of this sodium channels is controlled by a neurotransmitter or a ligand, we call that sodium channel as ligand gated sodium channel. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I will ask one question. Actually, ivermectins group, it acts on glutamate gated chloride channel. So, which is the species of ion passing through that ion channel? Abamectins or ivermectins, it is acting on glutamate gated chloride channels. So, what is the uh, ion species that is moving in through that ion channel?
Chloride ions.
Chloride ions. Which is the ligand?
Glutam.
Louder.
Glutam. Ligand gated.
Ligand gated. Which is that ligand?
Glutam.
Glutamate. So you might have studied about pyrethroids. Pyrethroids, it's acting on voltage gated sodium channel. So which is the species of ion passing through it?
Sodium.
Sodium.
Voltage. Sodium.
Which is the gate type of gating?
Voltage.
Voltage.
Electrical.
Electrical. Now fipronil, phenylpyrazoles and all. Fipronil, yes. Acts on GABA gated chloride channel. So the ion species passing through it will be
Chloride.
chloride. The ligand will be
GABA.
GABA amino.
Ligand gated. Butyric acid.
Now, are you getting some clarity regarding Iraq classification? We discussed something about modulation, competition, allosteric modulation, allosteric, isn't it? So now you link all this together, and now you will have a more clear understanding of how Iraq classification is given, especially with respect to nerve poison. So this is again another pictorial. This is voltage gated ion channel. A change in voltage causes the ion channels to open. See, here is a ligand connecting to the receptor, causes the opening. See, it perfectly fits into the receptor. This is the triangular kind of ligand, perfectly fits into it. Stretch gated, it is getting stretched, so that is opening. I'm stopping it for the time being. Sodium channels I will take tomorrow. Now try to read the papers which I have uploaded in Moodle again. Whether you are able to understand it again better, you check it. Now, do you have an understanding of basic understanding of what is an ion channel?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I
Okay.
have.
Yes.
Uh, we told that if the stimuli is electric, that will be voltage gated sodium channel,
Uh,
and if it is chemical, that will be other channel.
Ligand gated sodium channel.
Ligand gated. So all the ions like sodium, potassium, calcium having these both type of.
No, 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 no. Most of the sodium channels are voltage gated. Most of the sodium channels are voltage gated. I haven't come across any ligand gated sodium channel. Mostly sodium channels are voltage gated. I'm not sure whether any organism is having a ligand gated sodium channel. There can be, but I'm not sure. But I haven't come across anywhere. Most of it is voltage gated sodium channel. Potassium channels, yes, there is voltage gated potassium channels, but I have read somewhere about ligand gated potassium channels also. So potassium channels, I think we have both ligand gated and voltage gated. Chloride channels, these are mostly ligand gated. I haven't come across any voltage gated chloride channel. Mostly it is ligand gated. Either it can be GABA gated chloride channel or glutamate gated chloride channel. Then calcium, that is mainly in muscles, and actually it responds to ligands, which is the insecticide acting on calcium channels.
Rhinodine.
Rhinodine. So what is rhinodine?
Botanical.
Rhinodine is a botanical from Rhinia species. So what kind of it is? It is voltage gated or ligand gated?
Muscle. Sister.
Hmm? It is a calcium. It is acting on calcium channels, diamides. It is a chemical rhinodine. So is it voltage gated or ligand gated?
Ligand gated.
Ligand gated. Yes, it is a chemical rhinodine, isn't it? It's not voltage. Uh, that mutations and all, there are so many. See, one thing what I told you in the chat box, L452R. If you have studied biochemistry in basic biochemistry, every amino acid will have an abbreviation, single letter abbreviation. Do you remember it? Leucine is L, arginine is R, valine is V. You just check the abbreviations. I am not, I can't recollect all this. Threonine is T, I feel. Alanine is A. So every amino acid is. So that is what it depicts. We will discuss about it when we discuss about resistance. So